everybody. All right, so we are out on trip number 2 with the Dingo trailer. This is the Overlanding NEWBIE episode 14, and only on our second trip out. So clearly we've been working on too many projects and not being in the field enough, which I'm going to get to that later in this video. So this video is going to have 3 things. 1, we're going to talk a little bit about airing down. 2, we're going to give you some great scenery of the Stanislaus National Forest that we're in here. We're actually just outside of Yosemite, a little what, northeast of Yosemite, and I'm out here with my buddy Todd. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say his name on camera, but now his name's on camera, and we'll there you go. We'll actually be taking a look at his rig a little bit later, and then number 3, speaking of taking a look at his rig, we're going to talk about being a little bit more minimalist in overlanding than I am. I don't have that bone in my body, but Todd's got a great example of what just getting good gear, just enough to get out and start getting out, and Todd's got a great setup we're going to take a look at as well. So real quick, what we're about to do is do a little air down on the tires. This road isn't aggressive, it's nothing crazy, but I'll tell you, on my first trip out on episode 12, I didn't air down. I got to my campsite and had 2 cans of soda that literally exploded inside my ice chest. They bounced around back there that much. So in the description below, I'm going to have a little bit of write-up on the different levels of airing down. But high level, it's 20 to 25% on any rough road like this. Any off-road is just going to give you a little bit more cushion, a little bit better tire grip. Get down to 35 when you start having some rocks and some more washouts and things like that you want to make sure your tires can contour as you're going through. And then the 3rd level is at full 50% of recommended PSI. That's really only in heavy duty mud, heavy duty sand. You definitely don't want to be going over any rough spots because you will absolutely pinch a tire when you get down that low. But when you need that type of traction, you can get there. So I'll have a little write-up on that down below. I'm just going to do a quick 10%. So I run at about 40 PSI on the truck and the trailer. I'm going to take this down to about 30 PSI and cruise on down the road. We'll get you some video of that as we go, and when we get down to the camp and we get set up, we'll get Todd to give us a little tour of his rig. So thanks for coming for the ride. Alright, camp is set up. I'll tell you one thing, when you don't practice enough with setting up your entire camp system, it definitely slows down a lot. Todd was giving me a bunch of crap, but he's the minimalist. I've got it all, baby. Got it all. So anyways, beautiful spot as you can the river behind us. It is awesome. So what I wanted to do here real quick before we head off to do a little bit of fishing is show you guys Todd's system and what he's got. Again, we've all been told by people, don't overthink it, don't overplan it, just get enough gear and get out and start overlanding. I didn't exactly follow that advice, but I think Todd's done a great job, and I probably wish I would have done a little bit better about just trying to get out. And you start to use gear, you start to experiment with stuff, you start to figure out what you like and what you don't like, and then you kind of start building from there. So I'm gonna grab the camera here from Todd. Todd, is this one of those things where I'm gonna have to like black out your face and distort your voice so nobody knows who you are, or are you good with this?
I think blacking out would be good, but so like Josh said, I just kind of took a different approach. Basically, I wasn't looking to be full overland out of the box. I wanted to simply kind of get back out. I do a lot of dispersed camping. I'm not going to be looking at doing heavy four-wheel drive, but I do want to get out in the backcountry, get some fly fishing in, and I want to be somewhat comfortable. So top priorities for me were a comfortable bed and mattress that was easy to set up and take down, and having a place for a shower and a bucket toilet. Just the bare essentials. Beyond that, I'm using typical camping gears for stove top and that kind of stuff. But
so Todd, you're on a full-size rig, right? You've got the full-size
yeah, I'm on
Ford.
a F250 here.
Did that play into any of your decisions about what you went with?
It probably did a bit, but another big factor for me is that I like to tow a drift boat, and so I wanted to have my receiver hitch open.
Good to have
available.
friends with drift boats.
Yeah, so that was a key, is being able to pull my boat up to Idaho, Montana whenever I want, and so that's why I did what I did. So
show us what you got.
So again, this is Minimalist. I'm probably in for about right around $1,500 here, which kind of got some deals here and there. First thing I did was picked up a rooftop tent on the cheap. Kind of had to do a makeshift rack system to get it on top of my bed, because I do want to run my hard tonneau so that I do have dry space and lockable space for all my fishing gear, camping gear. I've got to be running across several states, and I want to keep my stuff dry while I'm getting there. So,
what's the size and the brand of that?
This guy here is Bauer Vehicle Gear. It's sold through Road and Rack, and it's just kind of their own deal. I'm not sure, it may be rebranded under a lot of different names elsewhere, but it's a pretty simple system. But I've got a nice mattress in there, so it came with like a 3-inch, added another 3-inch topper on there, so I've got my comfort, and I've got a place to store all my bedding and stuff while I'm driving around. I don't have to pull it out when
everything
I get someplace.
Fits pretty good underneath the closed top.
Just buckle it up, and I'd say I'm under a minute to set up, and then I'm running probably somewhere around between 5 and 10 minutes to get all my bedding the way I want it and get it all compressed and closed up and sealed.
Love it.
So I've got that. I went with kind of a makeshift system, made some brackets, bolted it on, so again, that I can keep it up on my bed rail and keep this fully sealed. I still have access through my tailgate for any of my goods in there. And then the other key for me was just to have a shower en suite. So I've got one here pretty similar to Josh's. I did pick up somebody's shower that they were selling, not using. So this system,
yeah, this is pretty slick.
This thing runs in the 400, 450 range. I picked it up for like $250, and it would actually, you can buy them through Walmart and a few other places. It originally was just an aluminum tank. Guy before me, he went ahead and painted it, so I've got some solar heat. Comes with straps and comes with a couple of plates to mount it. I picked up a hitch extension through Harbor Freight, I think it was 35 bucks, and went ahead and bolted it onto the plate, which is really a step on top of this, and it just goes into my receiver, and then I still have a place to put my drift boat here. So this is all pressurized pretty simply.
How many gallons?
This is a 13-gallon tank. It's 10 gallons of water, 3 gallons of air to pressurize it.
How does it pressurize?
I can either backfill it. I go ahead and run it out of just a hose standard spigot and pressurize it back in here. But I also have the ability to use my valve here, so I can go ahead and use a compressor. I've got just a little battery-operated Ryobi job, so I don't even have to go under my hood and hook up to my battery. And this sucker will fill up with 30 pounds of pressure, which is enough to run my water up to my shower system.
And what's the what company did you go with the shower?
This one I picked up on eBay. It's called Kick-Ass Products. It's or Kick-Ass Gear. It's an Australian company, but I think they were shipping through eBay right out of Southern California. This was kind of just a lucky find here, so I could be running any kind of shower head. This is just something I got, I think, down at Lowe's. What I like about it is it allows me to adjust the shower angle in there, change the spray design that I want, and then also it gives me an on-off, and I can even go mid if I don't want to go through so much water so quickly. And I'll just go ahead and Velcro that up into the...
It probably wouldn't pick up very good on video, but I watched them shoot water out of that thing about 30 feet. So it's...
yeah, you get plenty of pressure.
Plenty of pressure comes out of that tank.
Essentially the same pressure that you're getting from your hose spigot at home. So,
yep.
So
awesome.
That's about it right there. Pretty simple.
Todd, thank you very much for sharing. It's all about getting out there, guys. Yeah, so one more shot of our camp spot here. So where we're at here in Stanislaus National Forest, it actually is a designated campground, but it's first come, first serve, and it's down about a 7-mile Forest Service trail road that's definitely four-wheel drive worthy. So anyways, beautiful spot down here in the canyon. All right, guys, thanks for coming along for the ride. We'll get you some shots on our way out of here in a couple days. just like that, the trip has come to an end. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of the scenery as we were driving in and out and around our trip. So we started the video with a little bit of information around airing down. One of the most important tips about airing down is remembering to air back up. So to do that, you need an air compressor. I've just got a little 12-volt air compressor. It actually originally came with battery connections just to clamp onto a battery. I ended up modifying it and putting an SAE connection on the end of it, so it can just plug right on into my gearbox, and that's wired into my battery box on the inside of that, which makes it really convenient. But definitely always remember to air back up, otherwise you're going to have some issues on your ride back home with the tires getting a little hot. Lots of different variations of these air compressors. They're not super expensive. In fact, Todd, who's filming right now, he's got a battery operated one, right? Yours doesn't plug into 12 volt?
20 volt Ryobi.
20 volt Ryobi. So yeah, there's lots of variations. I'll put a link to this one. I'll put a link to the battery powered one that Todd's got down in the description. But with that, thanks for coming along for the ride. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of information about airing down, a little bit of minimalistic overlanding, and just some beautiful country here in the Stanislaus National Forest. Thanks, everybody.